once again, thank you all for coming back for another book review. Today I will review the book called Unprotected, a memoir by Billy Porter. And this is the fabulous cover of the book. The man himself as the cover. Okay, so let's get into this goodness. This is all about Billy Porter storming his way through the entertainment world. I first recall Mr. Porter on a show called Poise. The shows that I caught, I thought like, wow, he is powerful in this role. Like, I like him. Well, in reading this book, Porter has been around a long time, making his mark, and I am late to the party, obviously. He figured out what he wanted to do early in life and attacked it with a vengeance and determination that, quite frankly, you don't see that often. Like, he was a beast. He didn't waver from his passion, even in the times that were bleak. From singing in the church choir to school plays and beyond, Porter put 200% into his craft. As a kid, strategizing his future and making it happen was like a wow factor for me. I couldn't even tell you what I wanted to do or be in elementary school, let alone plot out a plan to accomplish it. Porter speaks about his angels that came into his life and assisted him along the way. It was interesting to see that Porter was able to get support from strangers or people that didn't know him very well. Who must have had seen a spark or talent in him as a youth and as an adult. Seeing these angels popped up at the right times to push and support Porter. Porter had an abundance of obstacles to overcome as a youth and as an adult. He was bullied and called a sissy before he even knew what that was. He knew he was different, but didn't have a name for it at the time. Kids, and adults for that matter, can be vicious to people that are not like them, don't fit the mold or description of how they should be. Porter mentions and relays stories about these vicious kids and adults, especially those in the church community. Porter mentions that God is used as a weapon to control people. He relays his experience with the church and how it affected him. I believe what Porter expressed has happened to a lot of people for various sins, and heavily so with the gay and LGBTQ plus community. Porter mentioned years of molestation and how that affected him well into his relationships as an adult. Things that Porter still struggles with as recently as writing this book. Porter also struggled with the outside perceptions that he could only fulfill a certain kind of role. Porter says the knowledge of perception is key to success. One must know how one is being perceived from the outside. To me, Porter broke the mold he was being boxed into. As Porter says, he came to slay the children. Porter has dabbled in music and his voice is everything, okay? There's this song that he has, it's called Show Me, and another one called Children that is now on my playlist. And let me just say, he looks find in that video, show me, okay? Just Google him and you will see that he has some musical chops. I'll let the videos and his voice speak for itself, but I will say I really do like. He definitely has some range, and he brings it. He brings it. Mr. Porter, I request a variety album, please and thank you. He also speaks of his experience in school with what I would say a haterade teacher throwing shade on his vocal abilities. Please, honey, please have several seats, okay? Also, some comments by persons in the industry questioning his ability of being able to go full force in back-to-back shows for a long period of time. He can, and he did. I believe anyone wanting to go into the entertainment industry could benefit from reading this book. It provides a blueprint of nuggets that can be used to navigate this industry. Porter doesn't sugarcoat how hard it is being in the entertainment industry. He sheds light on the hierarchy, treatment, and preferences of those in power. The slim picking of roles created for African Americans and limited slots to fill for diversity and perception of inclusion purposes. Porter relates the financial ups and downs that occur when pursuing this line of work, the struggle of being heard and seen in a world that doesn't embrace or recognize others of their true selves versus what they believe one should be and do. There is some name dropping, but I don't know who they are. But for someone wanting to get into the industry, it may be of benefit. It did add to the story because you know who he was talking about. But for me, I don't keep up with that kind of thing. So I really didn't know who the people were. Porter's lingo was a tickle for me. Okay. He referenced the 45th president as Orangina. Porter did sit down on the Tamron Hall show in like 2020 and then again in 2021, where he touched upon his experience in the industry and his health. Those things are also mentioned in this book. Porter gives a timeline of sorts regarding to his work and career evolution and the persons that were his wind beneath his wings. There are a couple more quotes that I wanted to share. Porter says that one that slays stays, and boy does he slay, and has stayed in this industry for decades. Porter also says that he learned there's no shame in needing help in this life and checking one's ego at the door in order to find the vulnerability to ask for it. I found that statement to be very true, and a lot of people don't ask for help. And the struggle doesn't have to be as hard if you ask for help. Now you can ask for help. Some people won't help you. But you don't necessarily have to go through the journey by yourself or in silence. So that's my little 2 cents. The title of the book is very fitting. In Porter's life, there were many areas in which he was unprotected. This book tells Porter's truth about his life and the things he has endured, survived, and persevered. I have a higher level of respect and awe for Porter having read this journey. Even though I'm late to the party, I am glad I have arrived. I hope you join the party and pick up this book. It could be a blessing to you. Okay? If you read it and get some enlightenment or just some nuggets of wisdom or motivation, it can definitely be a blessing to you. Obviously, I didn't tell you everything in the book. You'll have to read it and find out all the details yourself. I only have a few warnings, which are as follows. There is mention of sexual abuse, molestation. If you are sensitive to language, there is some wording you may find offensive. So just FYI on that. You know, he is definitely telling his truth, and he is using the language that he is comfortable with, and some other people may not be comfortable with it. As I have mentioned, there is comments of the religious community members' behaviors. If you are homophobic or have any other phobic related to one's sexuality or sexual preference, this is your warning to roll right past this reading, okay? I just want to say thank you to Billy Porter for the work you have done to pave the way for others, for being determined to live out your dreams and make an impact, and to have your voice and vision heard. I am absolutely looking forward to whatever you have in the works, whether it be music, theater, TV. I'm here for it. I'm ready. Let me know. You are phenomenal, and I just can't wait to see what's next for you. And sidebar. Oh, by the way, the tuxedo / ball gown. Let me just say that was epic. Yes, he talks about that and how it came to be in this book. Okay, loved it. There are no discussion questions. Some topics of discussion can obviously be about everything involved with the entertainment industry. To what lengths you are willing to go to for your passion and dreams. How would you handle situations that were mentioned in the book, such as sexual abuse, and just how people perceived him or interacted with him? Just how would you handle some of those situations? You could also have a discussion on the topic of inclusion and acceptance. I am sure there are more topics of discussion that this book can generate, but I will let you read the book for yourself to come up with more, because I'm pretty sure you will. I give this book a rating of 9.5 out of 10. And only a 9.5 because, well, I wanted a little bit more. I wanted some more. But it is a great read. It is moderately paced. Again, this is a book relaying his life events. So pick it up. Check it out. And if you've read the book, tell me what you think. Tell me what you got out of it. And as always, I would greatly appreciate if you would click subscribe, like, share, tell a friend. And until next time, keep turning the pages, my book lovers.